with that.
You know what we've been calling him incel. You know what he really is? He's a grievance addict. He's a grievance addict. He's addicted to having something to be grieved about.
Oh.
He's just looking for something to be outraged about.
All right, I can see that.
He's probably also incel. I mean, look at his awful neck beard. But. It's time to throw some grenades.
All right, so welcome to the Two Gaming Dudes, first of all. Second, so we were talking about She-Hulk not too long ago, and how we kind of like the show. I kind of like it. He really likes it.
I like it very much.
And then we started talking about some of the people that we've seen on YouTube who hate this show. Some of them very vocally and very adamantly despise this show. And we didn't really understand it. So I kind of randomly went on YouTube and found one. And I haven't seen this yet. He hasn't seen this yet.
I have not watched this.
We just want to see what some of this hate is all about. And is there any validity to it, or is this just crybaby bullshit?
We did go out on a limb and suspect a lot of it is just these crying weenie incels.
Which
maybe we're wrong, but we know our fan base. We're part of the fan base. We know who the fuck you are. We go to the conventions too.
Yeah. We've seen you.
At the same time, I fuck left and right, so I'm not one of you. Fucking stud.
There you go.
Anyway, but we'll see what this Ryan. Oh fuck.
I don't know. Whatever his name is.
Ryan something. Okay.
All right. Let's see what this is all about.
Where's it picking up audio?
Even though Disney and some Marvel fans refuse to admit it, She-Hulk has been a complete and total disaster for Marvel. Just like so many other things in Phase 4 of the MCU, it's been focused on dividing a fan base and pushing the audience away, just like Kevin Feige and Victoria Alonso planned. And for anyone who's actually watching this series, somehow managing to get through it, you understand that this is not good, that this is bottom of the barrel, that it's potentially the worst thing that Disney Marvel has ever done.
Okay, so we were right about the incel who doesn't fuck. This guy's never even seen a live girl naked.
No, well, I mean, you know, nice bedroom. Okay, so the worst thing that Disney Marvel has ever done?
They're trying to destroy the fan base just like they had planned. We have this successful business model. Let's destroy it. Good plan.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Okay. It's definitely not the worst thing that they've done. I've seen some of the worst things that they've done.
We talked about it in the last episode. Loki was fucking garbage. Captain Black and White Soldier was fucking garbage. Hawkeye was fucking garbage. Miss Marvel, fucking garbage.
Miss Marvel was hard to get through. And, don't get me wrong, Miss Marvel was iCarly in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So it was made for 12-year-old girls, and that's them saying, well, this show isn't made for you. I disagree. It's Marvel. It's supposed to be mass media. It's supposed to be made for everybody.
You think that was an excuse afterwards?
Maybe like they wrote this show.
Nobody likes it. Oh shit. Well, it was for 12-year-old girls. It's iCarly. Okay, shut the fuck up. Maybe nobody will ask.
I will give him this though. He is right about the Rotten Tomatoes score. Like when you line them all up, all the different shows and stuff, She-Hulk has got the lowest score out of all of them. I don't know exactly where that comes from or why, but it does.
We all know that this Rotten Tomatoes is horse shit.
Yeah, I will say this, however, a lot of them started off with really bad reviews, and then as the show progressed, and by the time it ended, the scores all changed. So it's possible that the score could change by the end. It might get better. I don't know, but he is right. Rotten Tomatoes score is pretty low.
For fuck's sake, the media companies pay Rotten Tomatoes to put up fake reviews. It's horse shit. Everybody knows. It's not a barometer.
That is very true. That's very true.
And instead of focusing on telling a compelling story, instead of focusing on building characters that everybody could potentially enjoy, The writers at She-Hulk have decided to focus on shitting on men, shitting on their core audience. Let's just face it, that's the core audience for these comic book movies.
This
As
guy's
much
just
as
a pussy.
Disney and as much as Marvel wants to change that, still predominantly it's men. And they have been very, very clear. If you don't totally align with this feminist agenda that they have, they fucking despise you.
He's a pussy. No. Secure men have no problem with any of this shit that he's talking about.
No, I didn't have any problem with it.
Secure men that can score tail don't have any fucking problem with this shit.
I don't.
I am okay with a strong woman because I'm not a fucking afraid.
Right. I have no problems with strong female characters. I have no problem with female characters taking the lead. I have no problem with more female superheroes in the Marvel Universe. I think all of this is fine. I only have problems with bad stories, like poorly written stories, and when character arcs don't exist and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter who you put in that role. You're like, well, Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel or whatever the fuck her name was, her story was lame and it was because of women. Well, what about Shang-Chi? His kind of the same problem, and that was a dude, I'm pretty sure.
But a Chinese dude.
So he's Asian, so he could
Is
have been
this
a
guy
girl.
upset that they're pushing their fucking Asian agenda on their core audience who is not Asians, but fucking skinny losers with bad neck beards? What a fucking place to pause. Look at his fucking face. It looks like he just smelled his own fart.
That they're going to dedicate time in their show to tell you just that. They're really making 4chan to be the villain of this show. I would say 4chan, Reddit, whatever they think people are actually on right now. But look at this. This is from the show. This is the second episode now that they have devoted time to shit on their audience.
So this thing that popped up is totally made up. And I get it. They were trying to make fun of 4chan and all that stuff, but that's just Twitter.
Yeah.
There's nothing special. That's just what Twitter looks like. If you go to Twitter now and do #cancel She-Hulk, you'll probably find these exact same photos and the same shit and death threats and all that bullshit. Like,
it's the reality. And it's okay to say fuck you to people like that.
yeah.
Some would say they should be called out on their bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'll back it up just a little so you can see the beginning. #cancel She-Hulk. When you a Hulk but you still dumb. Someone just shoot She-Hulk. Now here is what a lot of people focused on, these memes, right? This is what they are doing. They are taking people, they're trying to make fun of people that they think won't like the show. Keep in mind, this was already done beforehand. They're intentionally trying to piss people off. They're intentionally trying to divide an audience and divide a fan base. And what are they doing?
Does that make any
They're
fucking
taking
sense? How did he come to this fucking conclusion?
I don't. Does he feel like personally attacked and insulted by what's being presented? Like,
If he takes that personally, it means he is one of these guys on this fucking 4chan site. And if so, he at a minimum deserves to be humiliated for it. I'm okay with that. Fuck him. I'm being awfully mean to this guy that I've never met.
we've never met him. He's probably got a great channel. I don't know.
But
That's the first time I've ever watched
never
this
even
channel.
seen this.
I have no idea who this guy is. I just clicked totally randomly. I was like, this guy looks like he hates She-Hulk. So I clicked on it. So sorry, I think his name is Ryan. Sorry, Ryan, I don't mean to pick on you personally. But also, fuck you, Ryan. What the hell?
I did fucking hate Captain Marvel, though.
Yes, I did.
What an unlikable woman. I just, oh, fuck. I'm no feminist. If that's the vibe I'm given. No, I can call out shit when I see shit.
Yeah.
So.
And we're going to say the same with Captain Marvel and Miss
And
Marvel.
Miss Marvel, yeah.
Yes. Anything that had the Marvel name to it is just...
And Pepper Potts for that reason.
Really?
So it's like, what are you doing? You're a fucking secretary and now you're a fighter pilot? Fuck off. Stupid.
Here comes Gwyneth Paltrow.
With their fucking vag scandals. It's stupid. Whatever.
Vag scandals and her workouts, her ultimate workout tapes. Don't lift anything heavier than a soup can. And you just curl it over and
Over and over and over.
over and over and over.
Man,
Well,
fucking
they are
Brad
leaning
Pitt really
on this-
messed her up.
Let's see what's going on. Hey, you got messages. Check your messages on.
show, and they're trying to equate that with something much more sinister. Someone just shoot She-Hulk. What's the next one?
What? What is?
How do we SWAT She-Hulk? 8 reasons She-Hulk needs to die. How do we kill She-Hulk? Look at this. This is what they think of you if you don't like their dog shit show, if you don't like their agenda, if you don't like this shit. They're going to try to equate you with the worst thing in the world. And the fan base that does still remain there, which is very much dwindling, it's either incredibly young people with pronouns in their bios that are anonymous and hide their faces because, well, I think we understand why, or it's lonely, bitter women in their 30s and 40s that despise men. They are all for this. Look, guys, it's quite simple. As are some of you, it appears. Don't like, don't watch.
That actually is pretty simple. If you don't like it,
Yeah, fuck off.
Don't watch it. It's fine. There's other shit on TV. Why do this to yourself if you truly? I don't watch some of the shit that I don't like.
We didn't watch Miss Marvel because I didn't like it.
Yeah, and I was like, that's just not a show for me. It's not to say it's not a show for somebody. I'm sure somebody loves it, but
That being said,
it's just not me. And
we
it's
could
not
come
mine.
out, but we were able to come out and explain why it's a stupid, poorly done show.
Yes, and
It had nothing to do with the fact that Miss Marvel is an 18-year-old girl.
No, that had nothing to do with it.
And I didn't take it personally that they made Miss Marvel an 18-year-old girl. It didn't bother me.
No. All we were doing is pointing out, look, you have no character arc or structure to it. You do not follow the basic rules of storytelling. Right. You know, there are no 3-act structure. Hell, even as individual episodes, you don't.
None of it fit
None
together.
of that was there.
Yeah.
So that was the problem there. But if you just don't like it because you don't like it, because you don't think it's speaking to you, then don't watch it.
It's beyond that, though. That's not his complaint. He is somehow equating. He's trying to say that they are intentionally targeting guys like him. He doesn't want to say wimpy, nerdy incels, but this is what we're talking about. He feels personally attacked. He feels personally attacked by this fucking show. Something's wrong with this guy.
Let's keep going.
And of course, this banger, sorry, incels, not all content is made for you. And they even did hey, that's a pretty good Photoshop. Sorry, incels, not all content is made for you. Incel is very quickly becoming the new racist or transphobe or whatever they want to label someone, bigot, that doesn't actually have any meaning. When you start labeling everyone as an incel, if they don't agree with you, it kind of loses its power, doesn't it?
We weren't calling everybody. It's just you.
It's not everybody, pal.
Sorry.
When you start labeling people who have 3 children incels, I don't think you're actually using that word appropriately, and nobody takes it seriously anymore. But I will say, if this is the advice that you're giving, this is not the official She-Hulk account. This is just a fan account, a stan account.
It is not the official account. It is a fan account, and you are upset because the fan account
Called him an incel.
called you out as an incel, or said these bad things, so it's not even coming from the showrunners or anything like that. It's
A fan.
It's a fan. We're going to use the fan in quotation marks. Said these trolly things that you took personal offense to.
He's going to be mad at Marvel Studios because of the shit we're saying.
Right.
He's going to blame our fucking video on Marvel. Those motherfuckers at Marvel calling me and look at this fucking Chinese guy talking all this shit.
And that other guy making fun of me because my arms aren't as big as his. Even though I'm strangely attracted to him.
Man, I'm a straight white male. I haven't sucked a dick in 3 months. I'm not about to throw it away now.
There you go. Stay strong, brother.
I'm
Stay
gonna wreck
strong.
that record now. I could have phrased that joke better. Sorry.
Just to be very clear. But the reason that they're like this is because that's what the show is telling you. That's what this show is all about. That's what Marvel's all about at this point. But it looks like people are listening to them. She-Hulk fails to make Nielsen streaming charts a first for Marvel. The first time a Marvel show has not hit top 10 in the streaming charts. That is fucking pathetic, but it's because no one's tuning in. Because they don't want them to. They don't want that audience. It is clear at this point.
Is that it, or is it because this is the first time Marvel Studios put out a sitcom? Is it because this is not a superhero show? It's a sitcom that happens to take place in the MCU.
You realize everything that Marvel has put out on Disney Plus, like all their shows, and I do applaud them for this much. Every show has been very different. Some of them have been extremely different from the norm.
Yeah.
Everything from What If to try these goofy animated things to a sitcom to whatever the fuck WandaVision was supposed to be with the way it was structured.
Yeah.
And next up is some kind of black and white horror film type deal with a werewolf or something. I have no idea what the hell that's about, but
there's a chance it's going to suck.
So yeah, and they're not all going to be gold. Some of them just aren't going to be as good as others, but
She-Hulk sincerely is an excellent sitcom.
yeah.
It is written as a sitcom. It follows the tropes of a sitcom. It is structured as a fucking sitcom. You can't judge it against fucking Infinity War. It's not the same type of fucking shit.
You can't even judge it against the other Marvel shows.
That's true.
You know?
You can't even judge it against Hawkeye.
No, because this is not the same show.
And everyone who's still kind of barely getting through this terrible show is realizing the same thing. Is She-Hulk getting worse? Why some fans think so. It absolutely is getting worse, and each and every subsequent episode that comes out, the IMDb ratings continue to get worse for each episode. But listen to some of the feedback from people. On Twitter, I the Ghost, responded to a clip of She-Hulk vs. Titania. It's like every episode is getting worse. This show is really getting hard to watch. The She-Hulk series is getting dangerously close to being unwatchable. Seems like each new episode is worse than the previous. Anyway, keep up the great work on House of the Dragon. I agree. And even people that are trying to like this show. This isn't just fucking haters or whatever. This is people that are trying to like it. I try not to tweet negative things out in the world, but the newest episode of She-Hulk might have been the worst 40 minutes of television I've ever seen. I don't understand the point of this show. If they aren't getting to a point, they're taking time with nonsense.
Right. You don't understand it. You just said it. You don't understand the show. You don't understand the point of it. It's a goofy sitcom. You don't understand that. It's that simple. There's nothing more to it. It is meant to be a goofy sitcom, and you don't understand that.
Yeah.
And there happens to be a strong female lead, and that offends you and frightens you as a wimp. As a millennial wimp. Listen, I'm telling you, it's generational. These kids are pussies today.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see what else we got.
She-Hulk keeps getting worse and worse. Every episode left me feeling so unsatisfied.
I know I jerked off to the first 3 episodes, but by the 4th, I just couldn't anymore. Fuck, I'm sorry. I do disagree, by the way. I actually think the show got much better as it went along. The more I got into it, and the more they did, the more I realized, okay, these are all little self-contained episodes, and it's a sitcom, and that made it a lot more enjoyable, and I actually like it more.
Like, it is bad. And that's playing out on every single review site. Metacritic, 3.3 overall out of 10. IMDb, look at all these 1 stars.
Because it's only dipshits like you that fucking go leave their rating on IMDb. Nobody else gives a fuck.
You find the same problem with any business, any restaurant, a lot of these places where if you enjoy it, you're not going to really say much of anything.
Right.
I mean, unless you like extremely enjoy it and become super passionate about it, then you might say something good. But if it's just something that was enjoyable, if it's McDonald's, you're not going to leave a 5-star review at McDonald's. You're just going to go there, enjoy, and leave. And it was fine.
But if somebody squirted diarrhea on your Big Mac and served it to you, you're going to leave a Yelp review.
Yes, fucking screaming and screaming. I mean, not only Yelp, you'll get on social media. You'll like as many platforms as you can to let everybody know how much you were dissatisfied.
And everybody else who ever had diarrhea on their Big Mac is going to join you.
Yeah, and suddenly you've got this collective of people who had a bad experience, but all the people that had a good experience, we're still here.
Yeah.
We just not vocal about it. We didn't really say much of anything. I didn't leave a review because...
I went to Red Robin.
Yeah.
I had the burger and the onion rings. It was good.
It was good. It was fine. Yeah. You're going to leave a review? No. It's too much trouble. I don't want to bother. But if I had a bad time, you fucking better believe I would have left a bad review.
Yeah.
Average of everything, you're looking at a 4.6 when you take all the ratings into account. Things
So
are not
16,000
going good, and it
people,
notches up exactly kind of with what we've seen from the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. But Disney and Marvel, this is what they asked for. You put a bunch of people in charge of the show that aren't qualified to do it, and they're not focused on telling a good story. All they want to do is promote their narrative and their identity politics and their virtue signaling, and they want to shit all over anyone who they think doesn't align with that.
You know what we've been calling him incel. You know what he really is? He's a grievance addict. He's a grievance addict. He's addicted to having something to be grieved about.
Oh.
He's just looking for something to be outraged about.
All right. I can see that.
He's probably also incel. I mean, look at his awful neck beard. But
grievance addict. I've actually
grievance
never
addict.
heard that term.
Yeah.
That's a new one for me.
Oh, how dare they! I'm so outraged. I shall leave a stern remark on Rotten Tomatoes.
You mean Rotten Tomatoes?
They want to shit all over men because they're lonely and they're bitter and they despise men because of it. This show is truly, truly pathetic, and the fact that they are taking way more time to try to shit on the fans, to try to shit on their potential audience, to shit on their core audience than they are with actually writing a story tells you everything you need to know. These women are sad. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Pretty sure that's the end of his video.
God, I hope so, because I can't.
No, we're not going to go on. That was the end of it. That's when he starts doing the whole, be sure to like and subscribe shit, and then we're done.
I will do neither for you, buddy.
Ooh. Man, oh man.
Here's the worst part. I have neither the time nor the inclination
nor the
to
patience.
go through his points one by one. I just
No.
reject all of it outright. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
No.
He's just looking for something to complain about. He doesn't like the show because he didn't want it to be a sitcom. He wants to watch the same stupid superhero movie over and over again. He just wants the same Marvel formula. There's this character, they're
There's a
downtrodden, they get powers, they learn to use them, there's a CGI fight at the end.
And we're done.
He just wants to watch that over and over again.
Yeah. Just
All the other stuff about identity politics, and that's just him being a grievance addict, looking for something to complain about.
what could I possibly be upset about
Yeah.
on this show? Well, it's pretty obvious, and I can pull that out easily, and it's an easy target.
That's it.
Man,
I got nothing else for this guy.
I got nothing either. I understand what it's like when you are a fan and you go into a show or a movie and it's not well written and you get upset about it, but sometimes your brain can't lock onto what is it about this that upsets me. I had the same problem with Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Of all the dumb shit, you walk out of the theater and you're upset. I was mad. I was like, what the fuck did I just see? But my brain couldn't lock onto it because all the elements of an Indiana Jones movie were there. But yet it wasn't. And like something was wrong. And it took a long time for me to process it and realize exactly what had gone wrong there. But so yeah, I get it. If you were expecting something from She-Hulk and you got this instead, and your brain can't lock onto what is it about this that I don't like, and you're just going to kind of latch on to whatever seems like the most obvious, I guess. And
That's
even
the
though
most obvious.
Yeah, and even though that's probably not correct, it's probably not the reason why you don't like this show, but it's easy. It's an easy out, and it's really easy to get other people like you to agree with you.
And now we pretty much discounted everything this guy said, but we ourselves have called out Marvel and Disney doing their identity politics shit.
Oh, yeah. They are not good at political commentary.
They do this shit a lot. It's true that Disney very frequently loves to throw something out there and be like, look how forward-thinking and progressive we are. Give us credit for not being racist. Absolutely, they do that a lot.
Absolutely. We've also called them out for doing that and then immediately doing a release in China and like flopping it. And then,
like, you motherfuckers.
They go straight to China like, it's okay, we don't like black people either. We took them out of the poster. Here you go. Come on, you're one or the other, man.
So it does happen, and Disney is guilty of it.
Yes.
This is not that.
No, this is not that same case. This is different.
This is different.
So, anyway, those are our thoughts. Leave some comments if you'd like, or don't. I don't give a shit. You'll have to let us know if there are other YouTubers out there that you just totally disagree with and you would love us to just pick it apart. put them down there or reach out to us and let us know. Hit us up on Twitter or something, and maybe we will.
If you want us to go out there and pick a fight,
on your behalf,
feel free.
yeah, let us know. We're up for it. Whatever. We don't give a shit.
Look at them.
All right. We'll see you in another episode. Later.